Right, hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Crypto, Coffee and Lo-Fi. It has been a few days, we're getting back into the normal schedule this week, expect 5 updates a week. I'm not sure about the timing of the videos. I was running them at the start of the Asia session, but I've recently had some other commitments come up, so I'm not sure that I can make that time slot, but I'll be here every day. 100% will be before London Open, okay, so let's get stuck into it. I know in my last episode I was making clear that I think any move to the upside would actually just be a retrace. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Okay, I did enter some long positions on a few alts yesterday, but I then hedged those positions with a Bitcoin short that you can see right here. So we will go back over the higher time frame. The higher time frames, but just give me a sec. Alright. So starting off with Bitcoin here, if you don't know already, every single trade that I take ever is based off of the same strategy, using the exact same approach every single time. So I just want to run through this quick trade example because this is basically as clean as it gets when it comes to the easy and easy out strategy. Okay, we have 2 equal highs here, we sweep above those equal highs, and then we break below the low that was responsible for sweeping the highs right here. Now once we return to this zone, we start to mitigate the orders that we use to push price above these highs, and then we redistribute here, forming the exact same pattern again. Ultimately, I know a lot of people have different ways of determining if a trend is going to continue or if we're seeing distribution or accumulation. But really, this is how I determine if we are continuing a trend. So looking here, it's obvious that the trend is down for the time being. So how do I know that the trend is going to continue down? All right. Well, I look for retests of the bearish broken bases like here. And this is what I pointed out in the last episode, this level. So we retested here. And form the exact same pattern again. So sweeping a high right here. Then breaking below the low. And just a coincidence that we come back and retest that level perfectly, yeah? So this is what, to me, this is what distribution looks like. This is what a trend continuation looks like when we're retesting bearish levels and then redistributing. Now, it's the same thing. If you go back and watch the episodes from a few weeks ago, it's the exact same thing in a bullish scenario. So that's why I prefer to be a trader, not an investor, or predominantly anyway, because I'm able to switch my bias and make just as much money in both directions. So rather than being stuck with a bullish bias, stuck in my spot positions, okay, I can, maneuver my way around the market regardless of what direction it's heading. So here we also have a sweep. Right here. And then we break below the higher time frame high that was responsible for sweeping. Higher time frame low that was responsible for sweeping the high. And then we redistribute again here. So we break below, redistribute, break below, redistribute, break below, redistribute. So I took a short position yesterday. I'm going to be holding on to this. I'm thinking we run out this low. If we don't though, that is also a good thing. And I'll go over why. Because I think if we don't run the low, then the long alt positions that I'm in should make some decent profits. So unfortunately on Bitcoin here, on the higher time frames, we are leaving behind a bunch of equal lows, which is not a good sign. Okay, if we're looking for a trend reversal or a bullish continuation, ideally what you want to see is a sweep of key lows followed by a bullish break in market structure. So something like this. If we came down, swept the lows, and then broke back above here and started to break structure to the upside, the sweep on its own is not enough evidence necessarily to get long. But if the sweep is then followed by the reaccumulation like this, then that would be enough evidence to say that we may be seeing a trend continuation or mid time frame reversal to the upside. But leaving the equal lows behind, right here, right here, right here, right here, and right here, is not generally the best or the most bullish sign, especially when right above these equal lows, you have this obvious distribution using the same pattern that I've been explaining. Okay, so just to recap that, I think Bitcoin is going to sit in a range. That's the most likely scenario. I doubt we're going to see any kind of V reversal. If we do sweep a key higher time frame low and then start to break structure, then maybe we can see a relief bounce possibly. But then you also have to consider, once we do see that relief bounce, are we just revisiting and retesting bearish levels? I think so, personally. But ultimately, it would depend on what reaction we see after sweeping lows. So if we were to just pump up here without sweeping any key lows and then continue up, I would say that that is a bearish retest. But if we sweep some key lows, take some more time to accumulate, then I would say, okay, now we have enough momentum that we can actually shift the actual trend to the upside, and then maybe we can move up into all-time highs. So I don't want to overcomplicate that, but I think we're going to range. I think we could see a bounce, but for now I'm just playing the lower time frame ranges. If we do sweep some key lows, then we can look at a possible reversal, but because we have left the equal lows behind, I'm doubtful. Fucking hell. Okay. And this is one of the old positions that I'm in. So we have a low that's swept, we break above the high, we sweep below these equal lows, and then we form a key swing reversal pattern. If you're interested in what a key swing reversal pattern is, click the link in the description below. Pick up a copy of the Easy and Easy Out strategy. I go through all of these concepts in detail, and you actually get a step-by-step guide. So it's nothing wishy-washy. It's exactly how to do what I'm doing here. So I jumped in a position at market, okay, around 435-ish, around this level. So I'm sitting in a small amount of profit, but it's not much. So if I do get stopped out on this, it's unfortunate, but it would mean that my Bitcoin short will be in a lot of profit. And it's a similar situation for Atom here, except Atom is not looking as bright. So here we have a key low swept, a broken base is formed here, the KSRP, equal lows again, and then we formed the pattern here. So although I'm not feeling very confident in this, I'm still in a position. We would need to break some structure for me to regain confidence. So breaking above this high would be a good sign, preferably from where we are now actually. So something like this. Okay. But I'm doubtful. I think the more likely scenario is a small retrace followed by a break below this low. Ideally, for the higher time frame structure to even have any kind of strength, I would like this low to stay intact. I don't really want this low to be swept. Already 8 minutes in. Okay. ETH. A similar story to Atom actually. So let's go over this. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so I know I've been over this chart before, but let's go over it again, okay? So we're sweeping out equal lows, breaking above the high that was responsible for taking the lows, forming the same pattern again here, sweeping out equal lows, breaking above the high again, then retesting, and now on the lower time frames we have a KSRP and a possible trend continuation pattern, okay? So we've swept below this low, we formed the KSRP here, equal lows. Now we do have a bullish broken base right here. Not enough evidence really for me to get long just yet. But if we do break above this high here, then I may see an opportunity to scalp long into these levels here. But until we start to break some structure, so breaking above here and then reaccumulating on the retest, then I would say the more likely scenario is that we just continue to drip down into this level. For ETH, I would like this level to hold. What that means for Bitcoin, it could mean that we just take the lows. So the most ideal bullish scenario would be Bitcoin taking some higher time frame lows, Ethereum retesting this level, and alt retesting a similar level. So I'm just going to cut that here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm just going to play the Bitcoin short and my alt longs. Making sure not to overtrade in this range. It's not a good idea. If you're a scalper, if you're a day trader, that's good for you. But if you're someone that's looking for a higher time frame position or the higher time frame trend, now is probably not the best time to be trading. So just keep that in mind. The last thing you want to do is throw away your capital, throw away your ammo, and then when you see an actual decent opportunity, you're no longer able to take it because you've thrown everything away while we were chopping inside of a range. That's not what you want to do. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in the strategy, click the link in the description below. Pick up a copy. I explain everything in detail. You get a step-by-step approach, and you get access to a Discord to see all my live trades. No worries. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.